Okay, this is not right. Today in class, we're going to be taking our data and making a graph. Today's graph is going to be a bar graph. We need to include all of our colors and all of our bags. So first, we need to highlight the information we want included. So I'm going to start at cell A3, drag all the way down to all my colors, and then I'm going to go over to include all of my bags. Notice how I had the white cursor arrow showing when I highlighted. After I do this, I can either click on Insert, Chart, or I can just click on the Chart option on the toolbar. This will bring up a preview of my chart. You can choose to have your lines go vertically, like they're pictured, or horizontally. Each of these two options is appropriate, and that you can make the decision on your own. One change I'd like you to make to your chart is under Chart Types, and I want you to switch rows and columns. When you do this, you can see that now your key has the colors and each bag is represented in a group. This makes more sense when we're looking at the colors in each bag of Skittles. Before we exit, we need to go into customization because there are some changes we need to make. For starter, that title is not appropriate, so make sure you change it to something like Color Distribution in Skittles. You could also use the title that you picked for your table. Next, if you wanted to change the placement of the legend, you would do so here. It could be on the top, the bottom, the inside. You just need to make sure you don't click on None because it does need to be included. I'm going to keep it on the right. You could also change fonts and font colors here if you chose to do so. Here's another option to change the font and the background color. We can skip through this feature and go right to our accesses. For the horizontal axis, they've labeled it colors, which is not appropriate. Down on the bottom, these are each representing different bags of Skittles, so I need to change that title. Notice how I capitalized the S in Skittles. Again, I could change my fonts and my colors if I chose to do so. Then I want to use the drop-down menu to change the left vertical axis. This is representing the number of Skittles, so I need to write that down. Again, the capital S. I could again change my fonts if I chose to. Once you have all these changes made, it's all set. One thing I would recommend doing is for your series, I would change each color to represent the actual color of the Skittles. So green would be green, orange I would change to orange, purple to purple, red, red, and finally yellow would be changed to yellow. Notice how I just dropped down to select the option and then used this color to change it on each one. That's all the information that you need to make sure you're changing. Again, if you want to change your backgrounds or your fonts, you can change those colors as long as all your information is still readable. When you're done, you can click on Insert, and it'll populate to your table. If you click on it, so you get that little hand icon, you can move it. You can always go here to make edits as well, and then you can change things right on the graph, or we can click on this small arrow and it'll take us back to our advanced edit options where we can change as we did before.